more people in the armed forces, security services, and the police.
Time to interact and entertain questions from the audience, and there are plenty of them, from the economy to health, education, power, and the environment.
What are your thoughts around clean energy as a critical pathway to transform this country?
We have about 10...
The first major problem that the administration confronted within a few weeks of being in office, and which has crippled the regime for 7 years, is that they had assumed that when they get into office, they will meet liquidity waiting for them. That their only role is to spend it. Can you please tell us how you plan to get money? Thank you, Your Excellency.
On the issue of liquidity, mine is to always ask the same question. How do governments of other countries get their own liquidity? Because they are going through the same problem we're going through. You've seen government complain every day that our revenue to GDP is low.
Like 7-Up, the difference is clear. 2 meetings, 2 strategic meetings, same purpose, same vision. Okay, maybe different outcomes, different strategy. But ask yourself, which of this meeting would you have loved to attend if you were invited? A meeting where the host of the meeting or the convener, after giving a speech, a scripted speech, would now sit and allow people to answer the questions from the speech. Abba, so far not the tire us. Our mumu never see do. That is the problem. You just watched. How can you deliver a wonderful speech written by the best writers and the best crafters, and then when it's time for them to ask questions from the same script, you give the microphone to people to be answering? Even to the point of allowing your own vice presidential running mate or candidate to be answering questions. What is wrong with you answering the questions? Because it is packaging. Our system has been orchestrated to package individuals and say to us even when they are not qualified. This package is what we have always been. With all due respect to Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, even though he did well as president for the few months he was there, he was packaged. People knew that there was a problem with his head, but the then administration packaged him and said go. But of course, it became to our benefit. What happened in 2015 when this man was sold and packaged and told to us, they gave him suits, addressed him like one of us, told us that he will solve the basic problems of our societies. He never. Today he is aloofing, enjoying himself. Whether people are dying, people are perishing, people are crying, doesn't concern him. His own is to make trips to different countries and bear the burden of being commander-in-chief, whereas indeed we do not have a commander. Another packaging is being done now, and we say people should be quiet. So if you are coming here to insult me and say that I should leave him alone, I cannot leave him alone. We must stop this nonsense. This nonsense must stop. It's high time we started to look at issues and deal with it squarely. It's high time. Because it's annoying. What is wrong with you looking at this other man that can answer questions by himself? What is communication if there's no recipient? If you cannot receive after sending information, you receive information. That's what makes communication balance. How come on this particular journey, everybody is acting blind and deaf to a very clear case scenario of packaging being done? And let me tell you, nobody should give me that story of a president is a man that assembles the best hands, the best heads, the best mind. It's a lie. It's a deception that has been sold to us and then has been used to keep us in perpetual bondage. No vice president has ever had the intellect, the mind, the capacity, the competence of the one we currently have, Professor Mr. Bajo. But ask me, are you seeing the input of this man in this government? No! That is no! Why? The office of the president is almost as though it is non-existent. It's only on delegated power and a few issues. So you even hear that he's head of economic. How much of these economic policies and programs has this vice president even have input in? Have you ever heard it? Let's not deceive ourselves. We want a president that will be commander-in-chief this time. Because the decision of saying no, the inadequacies of the president will be covered by the vice president is a lie. It's been a deception that has been in office, and it's time for the office to be closed down. I'm not joking. Because that thing doesn't work. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was vice president to Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. His wife and the former minister of Justice and Attorney General of this federation, Audu Aka, they were in charge of this government even when the president had died. They refused to let the vice president know. It was like that until we went on the street to go and demand that the acting president be made president. Because if it's true, that he was no longer alive until they succumbed. What are we not saying? What is it? How much of effort have you seen from this current vice president? So don't deceive me with that idea of even if the president is incapacitated, we can have an outspoken no. We want a president. Why are we going for the leg when we can actually hold the head? Watch this true video and make up your mind on who should be your president. Tinubu convening his own meeting to talk to his own people in his own way, but decided to keep quiet when the questions were going to be asked. He sent people to go and be answering questions. Oh, Peter Obi in the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and I think Industry, answering questions directly from people who sought to know about his economic or general master plan about setting all societal sectors. We will not deceive ourselves. We know. It's just that we are using language, tribe, religion, and sometimes unnecessary sentiment to decide who should lead us. We know. Watch these two videos and make up your mind. And please share this video. Share this video actually and tag people that have decided to be tribal bigots instead of being nationalistic in their thinking. Share this video and tag them. Show it to them. Let them actually make it. What is the difference between you? Share the video to everybody. There are particular set of people that keeps coming to my page to come and insult me and say I should leave their president alone. They have all agreed to vote him. It is them going back. God will judge all of you. Don't worry. That's the same thing the North did in 2015. Today, are we all not suffering the problem? Is life better in the North? Don't worry. Vote your president. God will not allow you people to win. But in case you think you become president, we will all see where this will lead us to. Share this video and let's see. Watch these two clips and tell me who deserves to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
It is his first of such town hall with the organized private sector in Nigeria since emerging the flag bearer of the ruling All Progressives Congress. Mr. Bola Tinubu is attending the meeting in a hall filled with major corporate sector players and the Nigerian business community, with not just his running mate, but a team of other individuals with expertise in different spheres. And straight to the business of the day, the APC presidential candidate presents a highlight of his blueprint for Nigeria before calling on members of his team to elaborate further.
From its very inception, our political economy has been imbalanced and in need of major reform. Our political economy is much too dependent on the export of raw materials or unfinished goods and the import of increasingly expensive finished products. The time is now to cure this life. It's a disease. We must cure it.
There is definitely a revenue problem. The government does not have enough revenue right now to operate. But in the meantime, what to do? A Tinubu Shetima administration would immediately boost tax revenue, not by raising tax rates, but by compliance, by adding, re-engineering the system, using the latest technology, as the presidential candidate once did so many years ago in Lagos.
On the other topical matter of the economy, our target, is rightly encapsulated by my principal, is to achieve double-digit GDP growth within a couple of years.
Specifically, the candidate of the ruling party promises his audience that should he be elected president of Nigeria come 2023, the era of fuel subsidy will be gone for good.
We shall continue to fight against insecurity by redefining our counterinsurgency doctrine and practice Our response to terror, kidnapping, and violent criminality will be defined by the following elements. We shall enlist more people in the armed forces, security services, and the police.
Time to interact and entertain questions from the audience, and there are plenty of them, from the economy to health, education, power, and the environment.
What are your thoughts around clean energy as a critical pathway to transform this country?
I'd like to understand from Your Excellency, what strategies are you going to put in place to close the gap between the existing parallel market rates and the official foreign exchange rates?
We have about over 10 gigawatts of installed capacity, generating capacity with gas. So we will ensure that we're paying commercial prices for gas upstream so that you can invest in gas supply to the power sector, so that you can unlock your existing generating capacity. You will make sure that the DISCOs are able to charge commercial tariffs that enable them to continue to generate the level of income.
Your Excellency, sir, are you going to be able to carry us along when you get there? We of the creative sector, the media, the entertainment, and of course, just all of us like that.
The Tinubu administration has the intent of investing, one, in the entire security architecture of the country. We'll be proactive, we'll invest in software, we'll invest in hardware, we'll invest in men and resources so that we bring a lasting peace to our country.
The first major problem that the administration confronted within a few weeks of being in office, and which has crippled the regime for 7 years, is that they had assumed that when they get into office, they will meet liquidity waiting for them. That their only role is to spend it. Can you please tell us how you plan to get money? Thank you, Your Excellency.
On the issue of liquidity, mine is to always ask the same question. How do governments of other countries get their own liquidity? Because they are going through the same problem we're going through. You've seen government complain every day that our revenue to GDP is low. My answer to that is, it's wrong. For you to generate revenue, like going to bank, you have to pay in first. Then you can get withdraw. You can't go to withdraw without paying in. And how does government pay in? It is the job of government to ensure and invest in economic growth and then create job and employment which will allow people to come and pay taxes. You cannot have 100 million people living in poverty and you're expecting robust revenue. Where are you going to get it from? The number of people, if you use the standard, Nigeria is 200 million people. So the number of people that are supposed to be working, gainfully employed, if you use the world average of 50-60%, it's 120 million. But all of us know that today, the number of people that are gainfully employed and working in Nigeria is about 40 million. So you have about 60 to 70 million people unproductive. So they're not doing anything for you. So what you need to do is to start pulling those people out of poverty, have a robust economic growth, and then you will be able to have the liquidity the government needs.